My memory is not great recently. Like, my short-term memory has just gone to hell, and it's scary. It's scary because you don't know why that is. Is it early onset Alzheimer's? Is it a side effect of medications I've been taking for a while? Is it just a normal part of aging? Whatever. But yeah. So yeah, my son, as some of you know, or maybe you don't, he took a year off from school. Once I got custody of him, I might not have mentioned this before to you guys. You might not know this, but for the last year, he didn't go to school. Like, no homeschooling, no schooling period. He just took a year off. Took a gap year at 12 years old. Yeah, and I have, some of you might disapprove, and that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but I don't really care. I had my own reasoning. I gave it a lot of thought, and I decided that's what was best for him. Although in Taiwan, you can't make a decision like that on your own. So I had to get a doctor sign off on it, and I had to get the school sign off on it, and I had to get like the supervisor, like the headmaster, the principal for the area or whatever. Like you needed like 3 people to sign off. Like the Board of Education. It's actually starting to rain hard again. It's off and on. I had to get like a doctor to sign off. I had to get like the Board of Education to sign off, and I had to get his school specifically themselves to sign off. And once all those people agreed, then it was allowed to happen. And all those people did agree, so I must have had some pretty valid reasons for asking for it. So, anyways, but that's not the main point. The main point is that he's going back to school in like a couple of weeks after a year off. So it's going to be, and it's a brand new school, and it's a brand new, not grade, because that's obvious, but it's a brand new, he's going from elementary to junior high. So it's a new school in a new area. It's going to be all new people. He's not going to know anyone. It'll be an adventure. I taught that kid, like, here's the thing. My son has difficulty being popular at schools and in the past. And the reason for that is because he's an only child, and we don't have a lot of neighbors that have kids, so he's a little bit friendship starved through no fault of his own. It's just there's no kids around our house, and he's an only child, or he was an only child, and he's still technically not technically, realistically is, because the new child is just a baby, and it's not like they can hang out and interact much. Having a baby is like having a cute dog. It's not a real friend. So yeah, so he's always been a little bit too desperate for friendship, and that's one of the best ways to keep friends away. And I've explained to him, like, I've watched him interact, I've seen what he's doing wrong, and I've explained to him multiple times, dude, you're a good-looking kid. That's already enough to be popular. You're good looking. Boom. You're already in with the popular kids. You're already doing better than most. You're good looking in a country. Well, okay. You're good. I'm not going to finish that sentence. So, but his problem is once he goes to school, he gets like hyperactive, and he starts telling jokes, and he starts like talking to people like a bit too friendly. And then people are like, red flag, red flag, red flag. And yeah. So he's at a new school now. He's got a whole new chance to like kind of reinvent himself. Sounded like a Formula One racer, but as far as I could tell, what was it? It was just a regular scooter? So anyways, moral of the story is, like, I know what it takes to be popular. Although, much like my son, I was a late bloomer. I wasn't popular in elementary school or junior high it wasn't until like high school-ish that I started to, yeah, or even like my late teens, early 20s when I became what I would consider popular. Like, I'm speaking, most people don't know themselves, which is amazing. Most people, when they speak about themselves, like the majority of it is incorrect. People always judge themselves as being smarter than they are. People always judge themselves as being cooler or more popular than they are. It's rare that you meet someone and they're just like, they know themselves. They're like, yeah, I'm slightly below average intelligence and I'm fairly unpopular. And it's like, how many people have you met that will describe themselves as that? But yeah, so speaking in the past tense, I was unpopular from elementary, junior high. I had a small group of friends, but they were cool. And then yeah, and then once I was like, it was dancing. It was dancing that changed my life. I didn't have much self-confidence at all. And then I knew I was funny. When I was younger, I was funny. I knew I was funny, and I knew I could get pretty much any girl just with my sense of humor. As long as I could get a girl on the phone, I could make her laugh, and I could continue to make her laugh. And then they would want to hang out with me, be with me. But I wasn't very good looking in junior high and high school because I had an acne problem. And then my acne went away, and then I learned how to dance, and I used to spend all my free time at the dance club. So, and then I was a okay dancer. I was, like by YouTube standards, I was average at best, but by Canada, Winnipeg standards, I was in the top 5%. So, and that's the thing, I've said it before, I feel so sorry for people nowadays because no matter how good you are at something, the people around you can always just pull out their phones, find someone on YouTube who's much better at it than you. So you could spend, years practicing something. And no matter how good you become at it, just everyone around you can still see someone else who's better by pulling out their phone. But when I was young, there were no phones. So, and there was no YouTube. So the people who saw me dance, quite possibly I was the best dancer they'd ever seen in their lives. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't, there was no internet, there was no YouTube, there was no. Sure, they would see dancers in movies and whatnot, but movies are always going to be something other than, Movies kind of don't count. No one's going to say, oh yeah, you're a good dancer, but I saw some guy in a movie 2 years ago that was better. It's like, what the fuck, man? That's a movie. That's a professional dancer, like, to absolute top of the top. You can't compare me with that. So, yeah, anyways, getting stuck on that. You get me talking about dancing, I won't want to stop. So I have no idea if I covered any topics at all, but this was my random life update for you guys on YouTube with a bit of riding and a bit of city, a bit of traffic. I already got a video covering the whole China debacle, so I'm not going to touch on that topic. And plus, to be honest, it's not something that's on my mind. I just thought of it now as I was signing off. I was like, oh, is there anything I should have talked about that I didn't? Yeah. So unfortunately, I'm going to head back home. So yeah, I don't know. If you want to see the main reason of my trip today and whatnot, you can check it out on Patreon. I already explained it on Patreon. I'm not going to get into that again. So yeah, end of this video. It's starting to rain again, so I guess I was just about to take my rain gear off actually because it's been dry for a bit, but I'll just leave it on since it's not that hot today, thanks to the clouds. But yeah, okay. Later, guys. On the odd chance you're watching this video, thank you for being loyal and sticking with me. And hopefully I said something entertaining in this video. You get these little grocery stores that are specifically for foreign laborers. So you have dormitories nearby, and then all the snacks in here generally come from the Philippines, Thailand, or Indonesia. So the foreign laborers can go somewhere to get snacks that they recognize. Cremo, is it Oreo, Jack and Jill. The prices are roughly $30 is $1 US. Actually, it's 27. Well, I always round off. Just $30 is a buck. So that's like a buck 30, buck 50, yeah, buck 75, kind of like that. But that's, it's not bad. Oh, it was real Oreos, huh? Yeah, they don't have giant boxes. Oh, these are individually wrapped. Package with 11 packets with 2 Oreos in each. So 22 Oreos cost $3.